plug the microphone in, but I didn't get the microphone in front of me. Let's try again. Okay. Alrighty. That's probably better. And done. Okay. I don't know what's happening. I never do. Hi, Trisha and Kim and Sherry. Thank you, Trisha. It's always good to have a check-in. There's a plug that you have to put into the iPad, and then there's the actual microphone. And I plugged it in, but I didn't take the mic out of the box. But we're good now, so we're good. Hello, Beth, Zena. Okay, so I'll give you guys a couple minutes to come on. I'm just looking. I'm just always curious. Donna Lynn from Honolulu, what's your weather today? And Trisha, is it still super hot in Austin? Hi, Cheryl. It's actually 66 here and sunny, and it's beautiful. This is my kind of weather. I would love for it to just stay like this. I know it's not going to, but that's okay. So, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Oh, Zena, you're getting your cork tomorrow. Awesome. I packed that up for you myself. 85 degrees on the way to 100. Trisha, no fun. No fun. Nixa, MO, Missouri. MO's Missouri, right? Sorry, I'm not really good with all that. All right. Good morning, everybody. So, today's topic, and it was too long to fit in the title, is answering the questions I've gotten this week that I'm sure more of you want to know the answers to. I'll come up with a better, shorter title at some point. But anyway, I get asked a lot of questions on Facebook, on YouTube, on in email. So most of the time, those questions are not specific to just that person. There's other people like yourselves that would probably want to know the answer. So why not answer those questions again to make sure that everybody hears them? And also, if you have more questions, let me know. So I can see stuff on here and then it goes away. So that's why I look back and forth. And if you do ask me a question and I'm in the middle of answering something else, I'll go back and take a look. All right. So Kim loves the EVL Cork. Eric, okay, let's start with that. So you guys were so amazing to him on Tuesday. He's so excited. He checks in with me on a regular basis to ask how it's going. Did we sell out of anything else? Are people liking it? This week's FAQs. That's a good one, Krista. See, I can't condense things. I'm brevity is not for me. So Eric was so excited. He asked me after we got done on Tuesday, did I do okay? Was I okay on YouTube? And I was like, yes, you did fine. So he was very happy. He's loving all the notes that you guys are writing to him. I read him those. I even send him a few just so he knows. So he's very excited about it. So in a weird turn of events, Eric started working for me, and now I'm working for him because I'm shipping out your orders with his cork. So we are working on getting things set up for doing his version of Cork Club. Again, separate. Our court club, our regular court club, is continuing on. This would be a separate EVL based court club. Okay, I thought I was going to sneeze. Maybe I'm going to sneeze. I'm not. This would be separate, and we are going to do kind of a limited edition. It's not going to be a year long. We're going to do a few months, see how it goes, and then kind of go from there. So everybody that signed up for it would be signing up for the same thing. More than likely, we're just going to offer one size unless you guys convince me that we need both sizes. But since this is new for all of us, I think we're just going to stick with one size and call it a day. So that is a little update on that. And for this week's FAQs, thank you, Krista. Let's just start. I'm just starting really randomly. I don't have any particular order, but if you have a question you want to throw in there, we can answer that as well. So, number one question, and of course, I forgot something. Hold on, I have to reach over here for a second. Okay. Big question is this the right one? That's the right, it's good enough. Will cork crack? That is what somebody wanted to know on the YouTube when we were talking to Eric on Tuesday. Will cork crack? And the answer is yes, it can. I have never hidden that fact. It is written on the information part of the cork page of the website. Cork is a natural product. Cork, in my opinion, is closer to wood than it is to leather. It has the durability of vinyl and leather, but it also is more like a piece of wood because it's made from bark. And so wood can chip and crack, and so can cork. It is probably the only somewhat negative thing about cork, but to me, it's so far down on like on that list that I don't really worry about it that much. It can crack on hard folds, it can crack with wear and tear, it can do that on box corners, handles, things like that. And I grabbed a piece of cork. It's not the best one to show you, but I'm going to try my best here. So, this is just the rainbow metallic fleck. So, here's the backing. This is a cotton poly backing. This is the cork side. And it's very hard because this selvage is not quite what I had in mind. But if you can see right here, that little bit like this right here, I can't even get it to peel up, but it happens sometimes on the salvages. The cork itself is actually a very, very thin layer. What you're paying for and what the product mostly is the backing because the cork is cut into such fine sheets and adhered to the backing. So when you make a hard fold, when you make a handle or a box corner and you really press that tight, those little cracks are just surface cracks. It's not this product falling apart. It is just a little bit on the surface. It's pretty normal. It can happen. It's not made the same way as vinyl. It's not processed the same way as leather. It is two things that are kind of coming together. What I love about cork is obviously all of the prints that we have. It's the selection that we offer. It's the durability and the fact that it's super lightweight. I don't like heavy bags. I have had some cork that has held up for years and looked amazing. It's gotten a little dirty, maybe a little dark. And I've had some cork that will crack a little bit or have a little bit of wear and tear, from the get go. It's just kind of how it is, but it is a natural product. And as Cheryl said, vinyl and leather can crack too. Absolutely. Nothing is impenetrable, nothing is perfect. We are not dealing with titanium here. And depending on how rough you are on your bags and how rough your customers are on their bags can determine how quickly it's going to wear. Cork is not the same across the board, just like anything else, just like leather, vinyl, cotton. There's not one type and everything is the same. There are different grades and different levels. What you are purchasing commercially in Hobby Lobby, I almost said Home Depot. I was there yesterday in Hobby Lobby or in Joann's or Walmart. Sometimes people have said it is not the same quality. If you can see through it, that is the biggest issue. You want something that has a substantial backing. So I see some follow up questions to the cork. So let me answer those and then we'll go to our next one. The first one was kind of is and isn't related. Are 9x27s enough to do a Taurus tote? Multiple 9x27s, yes. So take a look at your pattern. The 9x27s could work on the bottom, but not on the top because it's not going to be wide enough. You can always adjust your pattern though. Remember, just because I tell you that you have to cut something a certain size, if you really want to use cork for it and you're an inch short, cut it an inch short. Just cut your lining an inch short. You can always do that. For the bottom, an 18x27 will do your bottom. For the top pieces, you would need to go up to an 18x54. And I would highly suggest if you're doing the top and the bottom out of cork, get the add-on pattern, and in the add-on pattern it's going to give you a chart and show you all the things that you can do from that 18x54 so that you're not wasting cork, or cut a chunk of it, save the rest for another project. Okay, will you or do you, Nancy, actually, hold on, I'm retracting that one. I'm going to go back to that question because it's not directly related to what we're talking about. Zena wants to know, and I think Nancy also did, do we need a moisturizer for the cork? I have been selling and using cork for 8 years. I'm going to say 8. It's been so long, I don't remember. But I'm going to say 8. That feels comfortable. I have never once moisturized it. I have never once done anything special to my cork, literally at all. I know somebody had asked me, I had an email from a while ago that was asking about the cork care cream. that is a mouthful, that So Sweetness sells. She keeps selling out of it. I have not gotten my hands on it. I don't know if I need it, if you need it, if we really do. But to me, and this is nothing against So Sweetness or anybody else, this is just a personal opinion. If I've been doing this for 8 years with Cork and not worrying about it and literally folding it to ship it because I feel that confident that it's going to hold up and you can iron it and it's going to be fine, I don't know that I really need to add anything onto it. I don't know that I need to add a moisturizer. Would it help? Maybe. And if in the future I can get my hands on it and I can actually make something, use it, and see what the difference is, I will do that for you. But I don't feel like you need anything. That's kind of how I feel. So, let me just see. Thank you, Nancy, and also Cheryl. It's excellent quality. I have done a lot of research. I did a ton of research before I invested in Cork initially. I did not just go and buy something. I got it, I touched it, I laid it out, I sewed it, I ironed it. I did all the things to it because I wanted to know what I was selling. Little did I know at that time that it was going to become such a big part of my business. It has become the biggest part of my business. But I'm glad that I did my research. I try not to just jump on things and hope for the best, especially something expensive. It's hard for me to sell you an expensive product and just say, it should be fine. I do try to do my research. I know that there's less than, great quality cork out there because I've purchased it to try it out. I wanted to see what it was. So there's definitely good and bad to everything. There's thread, thread varies, cotton varies. There's different levels of everything. I don't know anything that only comes in one. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Okay. Before I go back to my phone for another question, I want to answer Nancy's question, which I lost. Nancy, where are you? You know where you are. Here we go. Okay. Second question. Will you or do you have plans on a waist hip sling pattern in the works? Thank you. Maybe. And I'm only saying maybe because I haven't worked out every detail yet. But what I have in my brain, it might check off some or all of those boxes. So I know that it's popular. I went to the store the other day and literally, here's my thought. I'm in the grocery store. I turn the aisle and I see a girl, probably in her 20s, early 30s, wearing a sling bag, the fanny pack style, but the way we're all wearing them now as like a high up sling. And I thought, you really got to get on that. So it's not out of the question at this point to do a hip kind of a sling bag. And I'm working on something right now that may transition into that. It's hard to explain fully, but it's a project that I cannot share with you right now. So you might get what you want sooner rather than later, is what I can say to you. I hope that helps. I hope that answered your question, but don't think that it is not on my mind because it is. And as much as I will fight something, I will give in eventually. You guys got a men's wallet out of me. So, that was something I really wasn't going to think about. Um, Zena said, please finish your gorgeous purse pattern first. I want to make that. Zena, I want to finish that too. And I am actually working on two patterns simultaneously, which is not unusual for me. I do that quite a bit. It kind of gives me a nice break when one of them is either at a standstill or I'm frustrated about something or I'm working something out. I'll go to the other pattern. So before this year is over, and I do realize that we still have like 5, 6 months of the year, I have three that I know of that you're going to get. You're getting the not mystery. You're getting the project box pattern. That is number one. Well, actually, maybe that's number two because the project box will be out later this summer. You're getting that purse pattern that I sneak peeked on Tuesday. And I have already my idea for our New Year's Eve sew along for this year. So you are getting a New Year's Eve sew along. And maybe we'll do another sew along when I get the next pattern done. If you guys are interested, it wouldn't be a mystery because you've already seen the bag, but maybe we could do a sew along together. If you guys like that idea, let me know. So Zena's excited about it. I'm excited about it. Eric's excited about it. So you guys are going to get that pattern as soon as I can. And that is the next question I'm going to answer for you because you guys, I love you. You know that I love you. I've gotten quite a few emails and comments that said, I'm not asking. But I just wanted to say I really like that pattern. So like whenever it's done, we'd really like it. I know that was technically a question. I know that in the subtext of that was a question. So, when are you going to get the new bag pattern? I don't know. I don't like deadlines because deadlines, I don't know, they don't seem to work well for me. I want it soon. I want it July or August. I want it sooner rather than later. And I have a good chunk of it in the works. So I'm actually further ahead than I normally am when I say that. So I'm going to get it done for you as soon as I can. So if that was your question, but you didn't want to ask because I told you you weren't allowed to ask, you're going to get it as soon as I can. Send all the good writing and testing vibes out in the world, and you'll get it soon. I can't rush creativity, Kim. You are correct. But here's the thing, and here's my question for you guys, because I'm guessing some of you at least are like me. You go through these like not a rut, but kind of like a blah period where you're like, I don't feel like sewing. I don't want to do anything. I buy stuff. I don't do anything with it. And then all of a sudden, your brain just can't stop. And you're like, idea, idea, idea. And you just get flooded with ideas. I'm in that moment right now. I think taking this little bit of time off and moving and getting stuff organized here and doing some things around the shop has definitely gotten the creative juices going again. And I'm in that mode of like, I want to get everything done. I want to get a million things done right now. That being said, Eric is also in that vibe right now, thinking about cork designs. And then we also have other things going on in our life. So, like, we're super slammed right now, but it's okay. We have to replace our microwave already, and we just installed it. And it's not a brand new microwave, but it's having issues. And if you've ever had to replace a microwave that's installed above your stove, you know where I'm at right now. So, yeah, we have some dismantling to do. I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. Okay, so that was that. And I hate when I get a creative idea at 3 a.m. I understand. Those are the things that I start thinking about when I wake up to like go to the bathroom or something wakes me up and then I can't go back to sleep. So, oh, I was like, what is moving over there? It's my dog. The dogs are enjoying this new freedom that they have where they can just do whatever they want. And Roxy is at my feet right now. Okay, so next question. Hi, baby. I'm talking right now. She's just checking things out. Okay, next question that I got a couple times this week. Can I teach your patterns? Can I have a class and teach your patterns? And the answer, absolutely yes. Unfortunately, I can't be everywhere. I would love to, but I just can't. So, yes, absolutely. Do you think I'm going to say no to you promoting my patterns and teaching and promoting yourself and making money for yourself? Absolutely not. The only thing that I ask if you are going to teach my patterns, and I would say really use this if you're going to teach anybody's patterns. Two things. Number one, make sure that all the students get their own copies because that's super important. Photocopying patterns, definitely not a cool thing to do. This is how we make our living. I supplement my living with the products that I sell, but some pattern designers just sell their patterns. So make sure that everybody has their own copy. And the other thing that I will say is that you don't have to get permission most of the time. I mean, I don't really know anybody that requires permission. I can't speak for every pattern designer because I don't know all of them. But even though I don't ask you to get permission, it's always nice when you do ask because, first, it feels nice. It feels really nice when you're like, hey, I've gotten a request from a local shop. Do you mind if I teach your patterns? I'm going to say yes, absolutely. But it's also just kind of nice to know that my patterns are being taught somewhere. Um, it's nice in case somebody's like, "Do you by any chance know of shops in this area?" And I'm like, "I actually do because somebody just emailed me and said they wanted to teach in this area." So it's nice to be able to tell people that. It's also nice to know if the shop needs patterns that they might be reaching out to me, and instead of just kind of getting a random email. But I don't mind. It's just I always like to know first because it feels nice. It's always a nice question to be asked. I see a follow up to that. What if someone does a YouTube video with your pattern, not showing the measurements, but giving you credit? Terry, that's an awesome question. And again, I am only speaking for me. Please only, this is my answer. Talk to other people. I have no issue with that. I have had people do it without asking, and I've had people ask. And the reason I like when people ask is because this is something that can happen. Somebody, and Terry, since you asked, I'm going to use you. Terry decides without saying anything to me, Terry wants to go and teach the Lola pattern. And she does it the right way. There's no measurements given, the pattern pages aren't shown. She's doing it the way that, she feels comfortable, but also how I do a tutorial where I'm kind of walking you through the steps. Fantastic. You did everything right, you checked every box. That's fabulous. But here's what happens sometimes, because people on the internet, and this is going to blow your mind, they don't pay attention. And so they'll email me and say, well, I was watching your video and you said this, and where did you get that from? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about because I don't have a video for that, or I don't use that product. I did not know that somebody was teaching my pattern online. And I'm like, and then I don't know what to do with that information because now I'm kind of the middleman and I might not know the person. So I'm like, I don't know, Terry. I don't know what to say. So what I do love, and you guys know, I've mentioned this a lot, is Stephanie from Quilt Addicts Anonymous in the past has done videos with my patterns. We had an understanding. She always told me what she was doing. She would always let me know, because what happens on my end is I also get hardware orders. I get pattern orders. I always am curious where they come from when I'm getting the same pattern ordered over and over and over again. I'm like, where did it come from? But also for me, I personally don't have a video on the Ellie handbag. So I can say, but you know who does? And I've seen her video and I know that she does a good job and I'm comfortable sending her that way. When you go, I don't want to say behind my back because that feels sneaky, but when you do it without permission and without saying anything, we, the designer, get a little weirdly blindsided because we don't know what's going on. And we also can't promote you too. I can't say, hey, there's a video out there just because I don't have one, someone else has one. So Terry, I agree. It is a common courtesy. It always just feels better to ask. Many years ago, like, oh God, like 15 plus years ago, my quilt guild that I'm not a member of anymore, we decided we were going to do a raffle quilt and we were going to use a certain designer's book and do all the blocks in her book. I emailed her and I said, this is our idea. We are not profiting from it. Like if we sell raffle tickets, it's going to this charity. This is what we want to do. Do you have a problem? And we'll obviously credit you. And she was like, absolutely not. That sounds amazing. Send me pictures when you're done. Just, as long as you're not, photocopying things that you shouldn't be, and you're doing things the proper way, I'm totally fine with that. Sounds amazing. Your guild sounds great. That is always just like a nicer way to do it because it's nice for the designer to know. Are there technical rules against it? Probably not. And I know that there's people out there that are like, nope, you can't make videos, you can't teach my patterns. That is between you and them. I don't know what's behind their decision making. I only know my own. And so going off of this, Rochelle, great question. What is your policy on making and selling? I assume you mean finished products. So in the past, I was severely misguided by somebody who is no longer in my life because she didn't know what she was talking about. And I don't really feel like she was a good influence in many ways, but that's a story for another day. That's a glass of wine type of story. Um, she told me I should never, ever, under any circumstances, let people make and sell things from my patterns. And I was like, well, you sound smart. I'll listen to you. So my old patterns say just that, but it is not true. It has been updated on my website. I just have not updated all the covers. And I have no issues whatsoever. I don't sell my own bags. I make bags as samples and as presents. I don't sell them. Very rarely, maybe once a year, I'll sell a bag. If you want to, go right ahead. If you're selling them online and you are able to and would like to credit me and say, this is the getaway bag made by So Many Creations, that I used her pattern, that's great. But in all realness, if you're at, let's say, a craft fair and you're selling a bunch of bags, I can guarantee you the person walking up to your table that's like, I want to buy that purse, doesn't give an ounce of crap about who I am. They don't know who I am. They don't care because they don't make bags. They're buying it from you. They're not like, "Oh my god, this is a So Many Creations bag." They don't care. So you're welcome to credit me, but like I don't require it. It's always nice, especially if it's online, because sometimes somebody online might see it and go, "Where'd you get this pattern from?" But, you know, It's one of those things. I was reading a conversation one day where somebody was like, do you think that anybody knows who this pattern company is? And I was like, that's an excellent point. So make and sell, sow your heart out, make profit. That's all I really want you to do for yourself. Don't undersell yourself, but literally, if you tell people where the pattern came from, great. And if you don't, it's okay. Make and sell whatever you want. Don't copy my patterns and then try to sell them. That's icky, but sell bags if you want to. I don't care at all. So, can I teach your patterns? Can I make videos? Can I sell things? All good. Shelly, you're late. You're getting demerits for that one. Just kidding. Good morning. Okay, next question. I told you these are random. There's no specific order whatsoever. Are you vending or are you just teaching at So Magical Nashville? And the answer is both. It is very rare these days, now that we've gotten back into vending, that I will go somewhere of any distance and just teach. Teaching doesn't pay a lot of money. It's just the way that it is. It doesn't cover enough of my expenses for me to just teach unless I was teaching full time all day every day, which would be mentally exhausting. Plus, I don't have the right shoes for that. So, very rarely would I go to a show and just teach. It's happened. I'm not saying it's out of the question, but not as much anymore since I am back into vending. So Magical is one of those shows that if Kayla has a show, I will be vending. And if Kayla accepts me to teach, which normally she does, I will be teaching. So I'm only teaching one class. The reason I'm only teaching one class, and it is sold out, which is awesome for me, not for you, I'm sorry, is because I made it a smaller class and it's a longer class. And normally I do 2 hour classes, so I'm happy to do 2 or 3. I decided because it was requested to do the Jane wallet, which is going to be I think it's a 4 hour class. And I figured 4 hour class plus vending, I didn't really want to add too much more on. So I am doing both. Um, I am also bringing my mom, which is awesome for us. But if any of you wanted to see Eric, I'm sorry, but he will not be coming. We had to do a little flip around. The same reason he didn't go to Alaska because of vacation days, because he still has a job, which is great for us, but also not great for him. So I will be teaching and I will be vending in Nashville. I will be bringing Eric's Cork with me, but I just won't be bringing Eric. But my mom will be with me, and my mom's always a fun person to travel with, and she's easy to travel with. We have a great time together. So if you haven't met my mom, you can meet her in Nashville. And off of that, I've gotten a couple of questions this week about Orlando. What about Orlando? Orlando So Magical has been postponed. It is possibly happening this year, but I'm going to say since it's almost July, probably not. It's probably going to be moved until 2025. There were issues beyond Kayla's control with hotels, etc. That's just kind of the way that it is right now. So I won't be there because there's nothing to go to. But I'm working on something else for the month of October, and I will let you know as soon as I have things done. So, oh no, Elena. Memories when you had to do push-ups and bear crawls in a sand pit. There are no push-ups or bear crawls or sand pits here, I promise. We already talked about this a little bit, but I did get this question earlier this week when I sent out my newsletter. What is EVL? What is this EVL cork that you're talking about? EVL, when you look at it quickly, looks like the word evil, and I guess it sort of is an abbreviation of evil. It's supposed to kind of be a play on letters, but it is Eric Vandenberg Limited, but it looks like evil. It was Eric's brainchild, and I said, that's what we're naming your cork collection. So all of his corks have that in the beginning of them, mostly to tell me where they're organized in the shop, but also just to know that those are Eric's different, out there, spooky, kitschy kind of corks. So I was asked that, and I didn't know if any of the rest of you wanted to know. If you were here on Tuesday, you did know that. Okay. Where is the fabric page? Many, many questions about that. Where did the fabric page go? Why is it not on my website? And I will tell you. I will tell you the whole thing. The fabric page was taken down temporarily because I need to organize it and I need to organize the fabric. Because we have in-person events here, Sometimes people buy fabric from us, and then if the website doesn't get updated and you try to order it, then we don't have it. And if you've done anything with fabric or you're a quilter, if you understand, not all fabric is reorderable. Some of it is and some of it isn't. So if we sell out of something, I may not be able to get it again, and I wouldn't want to disappoint anybody. And I had something earlier this week sell out because somebody bought it at one of the in person events. It didn't get updated. And then somebody bought it online, and I was scrambling to try to figure out if we had even just a half yard. It just kind of got hectic. So I am not selling fabric anymore. It's just been kind of postponed for a moment because I need to go through, check the bolts, get stuff ordered, all that kind of stuff. One of the things that we sell, because we basically have two kinds of fabric, and I'm not talking about waterproof canvas or cork, that's totally separate. I'm talking about the cotton fabric. We sell Essex linen, and we also sell cotton canvas. The cotton canvas has not been super exciting lately, so I haven't reordered anything, or I haven't ordered anything new. They haven't done anything that's made me super excited. That's been number one. So I have to go through what we have to try to update that. The other problem is that Essex linen is a Robert Kaufman fabric. Up until very recently, for many years, I've ordered directly from Robert Kaufman. That's what you do when you sell fabric. You have accounts with the manufacturers, the companies directly. Robert Kaufman, for reasons I will never understand, has made the strange decision to not sell directly anymore, but to sell through a distributor, which is fine. It's their decision to make. But in doing so, in dealing with this distributor, I had an account with them a decade ago. I closed my account with them because I wasn't really ordering a lot and they have minimums, etc. They don't always fulfill their orders. And what I mean by that is I order 3 different Essex colors and they tell me they have them. And then when it's time for my order to ship, they only have 2. Do you want to wait? Do you want this one? And it's hard to then make promises to people because I don't know if things are coming in. When you order them direct from the person that makes it, you know that you can get it and they usually will tell you when it's coming. The distributor is not always great about that. And I had issues with them in the past, not fulfilling their fabric orders correctly and promptly. So I have to reopen my account because I closed it. And then I have to start this process all over again. So we don't have a ton of Essex linen in house right now. And the cotton and steel and RJR cotton canvas is not thrilling me. So our fabric inventory is very low. And because of that, I just took the fabric page down. If you're looking for something specifically, email me. And if I have it, we can take care of how to get that to you. But in the meantime, there's only so much I can do. I'm only one person. And I would rather not have something there if I can't fulfill the order. So, but a lot of people have been not super thrilled with the fact that I didn't tell everybody first. I have to do what I have to do sometimes. So, it's just the way that it is. I'm sorry if anybody is offended or mad. Also, I'm confused by that, but that's a whole other thing. um, can Eric talk about how he designed them? It's a fascinating skill. Eric does stuff on the computer. I have no idea what he does or how he does it, but he did talk about his thought process more than anything else on Tuesdays live. If you want to watch that, if you go to my channel, it's in the live tab. And I don't know if I saved it anywhere else. I might have to start him his own tab. But if you want that information, you can do that. Okay, sorry, it was Thursday. I have 2 more questions, and then if you guys have anything else, otherwise, I don't really have much for you today. So, I get this question on a regular basis, so I wanted to answer it again just in case. Where do I sign up for Cork Club? The Cork Club signups are on the Cork page. They are towards the top. You have to scroll down past all of that writing that I encourage you to read and then scroll past the color charts. And then right underneath that are the 2 different signups. There is the regular and then the XL. In those listings, if you click on them, it will give you all the information you need. It will give you the pricing for 3, 6, and 12 months. It will tell you what you're getting. It will tell you what to expect, when to expect it, when it ships, all that good stuff. And July is already here and cut and waiting to be shipped out next month, which is next week. I don't know how that happened. Um, but you have until July 10th if you want to start in July or renew your membership. And off of this question, I also was asked not only where to sign up, but can I change my membership? And the answer is absolutely. It's once you sign up for a membership, let's say, for example, you sign up for 3 months of regular. It's hard for me to go in and change that afterwards. It just becomes really just kind of overwhelming. If you decide I've been loving this, but I've been making projects and I haven't had enough cork, I want to sign up for XL, you don't have to renew the same size. So your 3 months is up and you're going to sign up again in July. You can sign up for XL. That's you can change at any time. You can cancel it once it's over. Once you've done your whatever you've signed up for 3, 6, 12 months, you don't have to renew it. You're not obligated to. This is why we don't do it as a monthly thing and why I don't keep your credit card on file because it's just way easier this way. Um, so Court Club and any Court Club questions can be found on the Cork page, or if you want to send me an email because you're still not sure, you can do that too. Can I please show the bag on the top shelf of the bookcase? The top shelf. Which one? Which side are you talking like this? Oh, this over here? You guys see more than I do in the screen. Oh, this. You tell me what color it is, and yes, I will show it. Because I can see, you can see things that I don't see on the iPad. It's two different views. It's weird. But excuse me, Zena, if you tell me what color it is, I will grab it and tell you what it is. Okay. The last question for today that I have gotten asked, and I kind of just wanted to explain this a little bit. You can see, oh yes, you can see over my shoulder. I can't see over my shoulders at all. I can only see what's right here. Oh, that's stop yelling at me, Terry. No, it's fine. The train case, this one, this is the what's it called? Train case. Explorer? No. Oh my god. I have no idea. It's the train case. It's a free pattern on my channel on the free patterns tab. It is a faux train case because a regular train case, the zipper goes all the way to the back and this flops open. So it's a little train case, but it's not like a real one. Does that make any sense to anybody except me? So it opens, but not flip over. It was in the Better Homes and Garden magazine back in 2020, believe it or not, back when we were all trapped and not allowed to leave our houses. This was the exciting thing that I did. It was a 4-part series called Pack Your Bags, and this was, I think, the second project. I wonder if I might have the magazine. Hold on. I'll show you. Of course, I have 3 out of the 4, but not the one that's in. So it was in one of these. That's my first bag right there. I did a 4-part series. I'll forget it. And this one was then made into a video last winter, I want to say. And you can find the dimensions and all the information on the free tutorials page of my YouTube channel. Words. This is the distracting part when I see your comments. I'm trying to talk and then I'm reading your comments and then my brain can't process. It's not your fault, it's my fault. My brain's trying to multitask and it can't. Can you make that out of your new EVL cork? Yeah, you can. This would be an awesome project. I do have one out of cork. This one you can't see because I couldn't see it. So yes, and I'm pretty sure it takes an 18 by 27, double check, but I'm pretty sure it does. The one in the video that I did was also cork. I don't know where it is. I don't know where anything is. But yes, you can absolutely make this out of cork. It's an awesome little project. It's a boxy pouch that's done with different sizes and a handle. It's a very simple project. If you've made a boxy pouch, you can totally do this. Now the only thing you're obligated to do is post it when you're done because we need to see it. But yes, I'm not even going to try to reach. Okay. Shelly made one out of cork. I've made many out of cork. I don't remember. Oh, yes, I do. I lied. It's got yellow polka dots. I don't know where it went. It's a yellow polka dot one. I think it's out there. That's the one I did in the video because it's yellow polka dots and a black and white zipper. Okay. Last question that was asked of me, and it was a combination of many emails, and this happens quite a bit. So I just kind of wanted to touch base on this. The question that I get quite often, more from Etsy than anywhere else, I don't know why. I literally don't know why, is in reference to technical problems. I get kind of this revolving list of I don't know how to download my pattern. I don't know how to download a video I've purchased. I don't know where to find my pattern. I don't know how to access that. And then that leads into technical kind of questions. So I am always happy to help you out. However, when it comes to something technical, like on your end, you can't figure out how to download something because of your device, I can't help with that. I'm not there. I'm also not as computer savvy as everybody wants me to be. I can do what I need to do, but I can't tell you this is a basic question. And if you click on these settings, I don't know any of that. This happened over the weekend in Zoom. Somebody was trying to figure out how to do their camera settings on a computer, and I was like, I don't know how to do that. I could probably click around if I was sitting in front of you with your computer, but I can't help you this way or through an email. So if you're trying to download a pattern that you purchased on my website, that the link is in your receipt. Make sure that you check your spam folder. Make sure that you complete your purchase, like go all the way through. It'll pop up on your screen, but also it's in the link in your email. Anything that you purchase from me that's digital, whether it's an SVG, one of the pay for videos, a pattern, those links are all at the very top of the receipt under your address. Save your receipt. You can download those as many times as you want. If you don't know where to find it on your device, that I can't help with. I don't know your personal device. And unfortunately, and I feel bad because I feel like I offend people when they send me those types of questions, but I'm like, I can't help with your computer. I'm not an IT person and I don't know your specific device. I can tell you that you find it on the receipt. I can tell you that in Etsy, you can't use the Etsy app to download patterns. It's dumb, but I don't own Etsy. If I own Etsy, I would for sure have even more Cork in stock. I'd have a lot more. I don't own Etsy. I don't know why they have an app that you can't download things. You have to go into the account settings. I have an answer that I copy and paste on a weekly basis in Etsy to tell people how to find their patterns because they don't always answer those questions well. Now, somebody had emailed me yesterday because she was having a problem getting one of my pages to download. That was not really a problem, and it's those are always good to know because what I will do is if you say to me, "I can't get this page to download or I can't open your website," I immediately go and check it because I want to know if it's on your end, which I can't answer, or if it's on my end and I have to contact the domain. And what was happening on this person's end is the Cork page has so much information and product on it that it takes forever to open sometimes. I have the same problem when I'm doing updates. The Cork page has more stuff than any other page on my website. It takes longer to download. If you have slow internet or if you're having an issue with your device, that's going to add to that. But I always like to know if the website's not working because I need to know if it's a you problem or a me problem. The unfortunate thing is, if it's a you problem, I usually can't answer it. So don't hesitate to email me or anybody else if you're having that type of issue, but also know we may not be able to help. It depends on what the problem is. So, again, I don't like being offensive. I don't like when anybody thinks that I'm being rude, but just understand that from here in New York and you're in Missouri on a device I don't know, I can't help you out with that. It's just kind of the way that it goes. Some people get that, some people don't. People on Etsy don't understand that. I don't know what's wrong with the people on Etsy. I shop on Etsy and I don't think I've asked as many of these questions. It's a weird thing. So, those were the FAQs, the questions of the week, the frequently asked questions this week. And that's it. I have nothing else. I have nothing else that I can think of, um, except that I have patterns to work on. Do you have any more questions for me? I'm going to take a sip. I'm going to give you a minute. And if you have anything else you want to ask me, today is your day. Also, this is the weirdest combination ever. It is raspberry and dark chocolate, which sounds awful in a drink. I'm obsessed with it though. It's actually really delicious. So I tried it thinking I was going to throw the whole bottle out, and now I can't get enough of it. And what a weird thing. Chocolate in a drink that's not chocolate milk. That's strange, but I like it. So, all right, everybody's quiet. Quiet, I mean no comments. So I think I've answered all the questions. Finally, I did it. I answered all the questions. um all right. Well, I like dark chocolate and raspberry in desserts and like in a chocolate bar or like a candy of any kind. Any kind of dessert, 100%, that is what I will have. But I thought in a drink, this is probably going to be weird, but I really like it. It tastes like raspberry and then you get like an aftertaste of chocolate. I don't know. I just love it. So, not sponsored, but if you like vitamin water, it's not always easy to find either. I only can find it at one grocery store and one gas station, and I love it. Donna Lynn wants to know, will I ever be able to bring back the pineapple cork? Oh, the pineapple cork, the pineapple and hibiscus cork. Um, if I am able to get it, I would love to because I love that cork as well, and I know why you love it because you're in Honolulu. But I will try and see if I can find it. It's possible. I don't know, but it's possible. I will add it to my list, and if not, maybe we need a pineapple cork because we haven't had one in a while. So that's a good one. Definitely, I'm telling you, try this drink, give it a try. You might hate it. You might spend $2 and throw it in the garbage, but I really like it. And there's only one, I drink vitamin waters a lot. There's only one that I don't like, and it's a coconut one, and I think it's terrible. And I love coconut, but I think it is the worst thing I've ever tasted. And I'm sorry if you like it, but it doesn't work for me. But this one, I'm obsessed with it. And you're all welcome. I'm happy to answer questions. I'm always happy to answer questions. That's what I'm here for. You're not asking about the new patterns. You're not asking, but you're just letting me know that you're not asking, which I appreciate a lot. Um, all right. Well, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to see what my dogs are doing because they've disappeared again. And excuse me, I'm going to go work on some patterns and wait for Eric to get here because I think we have some microwave installation to do. Other than that, have an amazing weekend. I hope the weather is good for you. I hope you get to do something really cool. Um, and yes, you should be looking forward to getting 3 patterns before this year is over, and maybe an extra sew along because I'm feeling like I'm in a sew along kind of mood. So you might get them all. So if you have any other questions, email me. Otherwise, I will see you next week. And that's it. Have a happy weekend.